Welcome into the latest edition of Extra Time. Craig and Stevie are here in the studio. We've got Mark Ogden with us as well. He's had some issues hearing us tonight, so hopefully he'll hear us throughout Extra Time.
I can't believe he was giving Oggie stick.
I wasn't.
Well, all the renowned journalists, and Oggie's not one of them. I mean, that was a bit harsh, wasn't
It
it?
was the way the sentence sounded. I know. If he wants to, he knows.
No, well, I know Oggie is not on that side of the fence because I saw him responding to some of the stupidity. So, and I know he's not that stupid. So, but some of the people that get involved with this national anthem thing, it's just absolutely bonkers. I have to be honest. I love international football when it gets to these major tournaments, but the rest of it, I can't be. I absolutely hate it.
There's nothing that suggested that that's the case from you on tonight's show. But anyway.
I absolutely hate it. The big tournaments are great. The getting there is a giant.
Well,
let's
talk about the big players. In
So let's not paint.
history.
Let's not paint it any other way.
Did he get that? Or was he?
What?
Was he just thinking about it?
I didn't actually get that.
No.
Or at least now I know.
Or did Craig get it?
Get what?
Well, you said renowned journalists, and Oggie's not one of them.
Not Oggie.
No, I understand.
So he was being sarcastic.
I was being
saying, what is the
sarcastic.
renowned
I'm just trying to figure out if you got it or you just ignored it.
No, because I understood what he said, but it sounded terrible.
No, I know, No, I knew what he meant.
And no one knows what we're talking about because it was in the main show. All right.
I don't think he knows what I'm talking about.
If you could insert one Scottish player in history at his prime into this team, which one would make them the most competitive in big tournaments?
Oh, it's easy, isn't it? It's Dalglish, isn't it? Say the other 10 would be so on their toes and try to do the right thing every single minute of every single time the game was gone that they would automatically be better, and he obviously would make them better. He'd never give you a second.
No, the only thing is, I don't know how if you put Kenny in this team, I don't know how much of the ball Kenny would get. So,
You might not see it.
yeah.
That's true.
Anyone else come up in your head then?
Soonest?
All right. Because they'd all be terrified of him.
Well, no, because at least he'll get on the ball, smash a few, just get it. Soonest or Dalglish, you couldn't go wrong.
Were you shaking your head, Oggie, at the Dalglish comment?
Well, I was shaking the head at the fact that what's the point of picking a striker in that team, because like I said, they never get the ball. So I'd go for Souness, so you could have some control of the midfield, so that you might be able to get the ball to a striker, but then you can't have both. So
yeah, but he'd right. Oggie, I can assure you, if he didn't see it for 40 seconds, he would drop back into the middle and make sure he saw it, and make sure everybody was aware that they need to give it to him.
Do you know?
Then you'd have no striker.
Do you know what most of these? You know what Dalglish and Souness would probably say if they said, "We're inserting you into this Scotland team"? They'd say, "No thanks."
Pull the hammy.
No, thank you.
All right, Craig, do you think from the way Lamine Yamal is playing, he can be in the top 10 of the Ballon d'Or list? Another one top of your list of things that are important in the world of football.
What do you mean? Are you telling me he's not?
Well, they've done the list of 30, haven't they?
Of course he's in the top 10. Well, mind you saying that, Mats Hummels might beat him out.
You could. Tony Kroos.
We know who won't. Rodrigo.
Last year.
Yeah, Rodrigo won't.
Why are people so infatuated with this Ballon?
Yeah.
Just let the boy play. For God's sake, just let him play and go and enjoy his football and keep doing what he's doing. Right? Don't worry about all the peripheral things. That comes. That'll come naturally if he just continues to do it, which I'm sure he's doing. But everybody else is worried about. We got to start. What's the word I'm looking at? We got to start monitoring these questions, right? And anything that's Ballon d'Or or something like that, just kick the.
Can you give them a list?
Kick them in the car.
Can you make it easier for them and give them a list?
Yeah. Yeah.
That would.
Well, it's pretty much everything.
I was going to say that would be a pretty long list.
There's not a lot left.
Okay, Mark.
Ronaldo graphics.
Yeah.
Telling me he scored 902 goals now, 903, and he got 3 against Liechtenstein. 2 were penalties. 1 was from half a yard. Should he start in the World Cup in 5 years' time?
I thought you didn't want to talk about Ronaldo tonight.
No, I'm just saying.
Being sarcastic.
Yeah, that's the ones that don't want to get in. Right.
All right. Oggie, we've been asking these guys, not who they think's going to win the Ballon d'Or, but who they would pick to win the Ballon d'Or this year. Who are you going for?
I would go for Rodri. I don't think he'll get it, but he's not fashionable enough. But I think, what he did for Spain in the Euros, he's a unique player in the sense that he's the best in the world at what he does. I'm not particularly a massive fan of these individual awards. I think it became the Ronaldo and Messi show, so I would go for Rodri all day long, but I don't think he'll win it.
You know what date the Ballon d'Or is this year? It's kind of just like a week. No. I'm thinking already. I'm already thinking ahead.
Taking time off.
I'm already thinking
October.
ahead. October, a bit early. Oh, I'm going to win October for a bit, but no.
But to be fair, you're ready for some time off, aren't you?
I'll be honest.
It's only be back a week.
What if you get an invitation to go to the ceremony?
Listen, I wouldn't go to that ceremony if you paid me.
What?
I've got better things to do in my life.
What if you had to present the winning trophy?
I'd just say no.
Okay.
Honestly, like, I know I wouldn't be in, but why would I have been invited? But trust me, if they said to me, "Oh, can you come and be involved?" I'd be like, "No." "Oh, we'll give you $5,000." No, I'm no interest. I'd rather go and have a game of golf with my buddies. I'd rather walk the dogs. I have no interest.
What if that was part of it?
Part of what?
That, you can come to the Ballon d'Or ceremony and there's going to be a huge golf tournament and we'd love you to be a part of it.
And you can bring your dogs.
I just got the golf tournament.
And you can bring your dogs.
The rest of it, I don't care.
We'll get a caddy to take your dogs round the course, as long as you pick up the poop.
Oh, man. All right. Who's a bigger legend, Stevie, in the Premier League era for Liverpool, Salah or Gerard?
Gerard. Yeah, Gerard. Yeah. And what I think what separates him is Gerard carried the whole team on his back. I mean, without Salah's goals, yes, Liverpool probably don't have the Champions League and Premier League, but the 10 around them are a lot better than what Gerard had. Well, let's say they're better, not a lot better. But no, Gerard carried that team on his back. That's why.
For all, what would be considered as a successful 24-25 season for your respective clubs? All right, Oggie, I'm going to give you Man United.
Oh, thanks. Thanks a lot. A respectable season for Man United would be getting through it without changing the manager and finishing in the top 4, but I don't think either are likely.
Liverpool, Stevie?
If they're competing for the title, that absolutely would be successful. I don't think anybody thought they would be. But if they do, then I think, and they come up short, then I think that would be a success.
Obviously, Craig, it's Chelsea for you.
Is that respective clubs? It doesn't mean you're a supporter, does it?
No. That's why I'm just giving you all clubs that would make sense for you to be able to answer on, that you watch closely or
teams you played for, innit?
I don't watch Chelsea any closer.
But like Mark obviously has to watch Manchester
Whoa. I don't watch Chelsea any closer than I watch. In fact, I've probably watched them a little less than the other teams because they've been out of the equation. So I don't watch them anymore.
But this
I've
is
got absolutely no interest in watching them
anymore.
anymore.
You have a history with.
Yeah, I was there, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's why you're getting them today in this question from us.
I'm just clearing that
okay.
up. Not that anybody probably watches this show thinks
I don't think there were any doubts. Yes.
Maybe they do, maybe they don't. A bit like Oggie getting through without Maresca's head being on the chopping block. Having a coherent strategy all the way through from January, not signing stupid players in January, just as a continuation. And I suppose from a league position, well, one, getting some consistency in the performances. And I think realistically, if they're even pushing in the hunt for the top 4 for a long patch of the season, that would be pretty decent, I think. So I don't think they're going to get in the top 4.
Borough
Middlesbrough.
Promotion, obviously. All right.
Dream on.
I'm not. Why am I talking?
Okay, did you see Caleb Porter's post-match press conference after the Rev St. Louis match? He called the referee a coward and used some other choice words. Stevie, did you ever go off on a referee like that post-match? Do you want to offer a little bit of context here as well as to what happened?
Well, what happened was New England Revolution. Well, I think the fire was lit because St. Louis scored when the Revs were down to 10 men because they were making a substitution. I think it was Lewis Hill was going off, and because he took too long, there's a 2-minute penalty. So the substitute couldn't come on. He had to wait for 2 minutes.
But they knew that. They changed that law in the
I know,
summer.
but it's
the only thing I know about
stupid.
Major League
So
Soccer.
and the problem,
It's time wasting.
but it's a completely stupid rule. Come on, it's a stupid rule.
Right.
Anyway, that's what
that
would have got him. That would have got his blood pressure up there. But the fact that in added time they should have had a penalty. I mean, it doesn't get any clearer, right? I understand if a referee misses something like that in the run of play because of moving fast and all the rest of it. But when you get the chance to go and look at it again, and you actually still don't think it's handball, I mean, it's just incredible. It really is absolutely incredible. And so Caleb Porter went bananas. But I had Liz, one of my assistants, in times like that, as soon as I was leaving, as soon as she came to get me from the dressing room to go to the press conference, as soon as she walked through the door, she would start and go, remember, what's Eleanor going to say if you get fined? That was the first thing she would always say. And I'd still be raging. And she'd go, remember, what's Eleanor going to say? And by the time I got to the press conference, generally I'd calm down. But actually going for a ref, Dallas away. Now, Dallas away, I'm assuming it's still the same. From leaving the field to getting to the dressing room, it takes you like 6 minutes. It's that far. And there's a lift. You can either go up the stairs or you can get a lift. And the referee had given a penalty against us. That's just a ridiculous decision. And I was raging. And it was right before half time. So I followed them in. And we're waiting, but we're standing waiting at the lift. And the fourth official was going to me, don't get in the lift. I went, I'm getting in this lift, pal. You can't do anything about it. So I got in the lift and they shut the doors. So I started on the referee. And he stood like that and he looked straight ahead. And I just kept barraging at him. And I somehow managed not to use any swear words.
As you did just then.
But I was loud and I was giving him it. And he never even looked, he stood like that. And then when the doors opened, he just ran out of doors.
Did you feel after that you'd let out some of the anger because you'd been able to say to him, oh,
I'd calmed down. Yeah, because it was never changing.
Right.
The decision wasn't changing. But you just got to let him know. And as I said, the reason I never swore or used any profanities, because I knew if I did, I would get done.
I love Liz getting in your ear before you'd gone there.
Aye, thanks,
All
Liz.
right. Mark, is the biggest problem at United coaching players or recruiting? Ten Hag went for so many Ajax players, but he didn't try for Gravenberch or Mohamed Kudus.
Well, apparently they did look at Kudus, but they thought that he had a bad injury this season before he joined West Ham, so they decided not to go for him. I mean, what we're saying here is that it's an Eric Ten Hag problem, Mark, because he's signed a lot of Ajax players he's worked with before and he coaches the players. So I do think that you have to look at the coaching. Certainly his ability to change things during games, whether it's coaching or tactical ability. I just think he isn't really matching up to the demands of the job. I just think every time you watch Man United play, it could be the same as it was 2 years ago. Nothing changes. So it is down to the manager. And I think it's his coaching, it's his tactics, and ultimately it's his selection, because I don't believe that Man United are signing all these ex-Ajax players without his significant input. So I think it's on Ten Hag.
Craig, how much have you roughly paid in club fines over your career?
Not that much.
Not that much.
No, one big one when I was at Derby, when I bust into the referee's room. Neil Barry, I think it was. Never got on with him. Gave him. I was using profanities. So I got a couple of grand fine there for that. But yeah, no, there wasn't many. There was only a couple of those, to be honest.
Right.
To be honest. No.
What about you?
No.
No? Good as gold?
Never.
Always
I
on
don't
time.
think I ever. They're fine.
For Mark, how grave is the situation at Chelsea between Bowley and Clearlake? How is this likely to affect the club after the money they've spent on players and handing out those 9-year contracts? It looks like a solid mess from the outside.
Well, look, it's never good when you've got your two. Obviously, Chelsea got a consortium of owners, and the two main people in the ownership are Todd Bowley and Benedict Barley. And I've been told over a few occasions now that they're not speaking. That has been denied by both camps, that they are not speaking. But the fact that are now seemingly at loggerheads over one wants to buy the other out, one wants to keep his shares but buy the other guy out. It's not good. I mean, if you've got the two people who are supposed to be in charge of your club at loggerheads and they no longer want to co-own the club, it really isn't good at all. So we're just going to have more upheaval at Chelsea. You're going to have, boardroom upheaval rather than managerial upheaval. But ultimately, I think that one of them will have to sell up. I don't think that you can continue with two owners having different viewpoints. So clearly, neither wants to sell, but it's going to get messy. It's going to get very messy, and for the period of time it is messy, it's going to be a big cloud over Chelsea at the moment. And I think when there is a winner in this battle in the boardroom, then it will affect the manager, because any owner wants his own guy in the dugout. And I think, Enzo Maresca's kind of a committee appointment. So, yeah, it's not good news for Chelsea. It's just more bad news, and it's a sort of bad news that will linger for quite a while, I think.
Lovely. All right, thank you so much for sending in your question today. Thanks to Mark for being with us as well. I will be back tomorrow here on ESPN FC to do it all over again.
The renowned journalist.
The renowned journalist, Mark Ogden.
Not Mark Ogden.